and fuck me up too many places. If you playing niggas, take it, send them off on a vacation. Look, we tired of all the cat niggas acting like they made you. Gon' stop, you got my back, tell me now it's looking dangerous. It sounding like he got a big ego. Be safe, don't be worried about your ego. Like lately I'm a man, it's not a hero, they watching. Remember I was lost, I can't stay wrong, they plotted. It sounding like he got a big ego. Be safe, don't be worried about your ego. Like lately I'm a man, it's not a hero, they watching. Remember I was lost, I can't stay wrong, they plotted.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the All Ego Podcast. As always, your host, Jay Legacy in the building. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to the videos. We got all that out the way because deep down inside, I really don't care. But without further ado, always, the right-hand man, my boy, Vinny V. Vinny V from the Bow. Vinny V, what's good, brother, man?
What's good? What's good?
Oh, this is a great weekend. It's Labor Day weekend.
Yes, sir.
But most importantly, for those who are in the know and those who understand what's important in life, it's Vinny V's birthday this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Vinny V. Welcome to the neighborhood, man. We got a little plot of land over here set up for you. Right for when you right when you pull up to your home, we'll be right there ready for you, man. The 40 block is we love it here. You'll love it here. It's great here.
I'm getting ready. I ain't all the way there. Y'all all the way there.
Yeah, man. Look, I was having this conversation with this lady, and she was explaining how she's getting older, but she was like, she's happy that she was able to like maintain her youth as long as she could. But she's like, I'm 40,
Damn.
like I'm 42 now, so I guess I gotta kind of accept the fact that I'm getting older. She said, but I was able to drag it out this long, so I'm happy with it. Ultimately,
Mm.
I told her, I said, well, I'm 43 now, and I feel like my party is just getting started. I'm sorry that
You done gave up on yours.
that's
For real.
who Mr. Bowens. What's good? What's good? Um, what was it that there was something that happened this week that I wanted to talk to you about, and for some reason it escapes my mind. But it was fuckery in the news. Well,
Um,
when I remember, I'll bring it up to you. What do you feel about you seen what's been going on with your boy Mitch McConnell?
yeah, I seen the video today of him glitching.
Yeah. Why he keep glitching? What's going on with that?
He old. He old as hell,
Yeah, but you know, I, I know of plenty of old people who don't be glitching.
bruh. Most old people that got too much going on. He got too much going on.
You ever saw the movie Date with Jamie Foxx in it?
Mm-mm,
Well,
I
there's
don't
a
think so.
scene. There's a scene where he's in prison and he's on a boxing bag, on a punching bag. You know what I'm saying? And every time he throw a punch, like before he start throwing a punch, he'll name a boxer. He'll be like, this is Mike Tyson. He throw punches, boom, boom, and then he act like he's biting the punching bag, ha, ha. Like because Tyson
Yeah.
bit both of his ear. But then he would be like, he said, I'm gonna do Muhammad Ali next. And before he even threw a
Oh,
punch, he
he
went,
goes.
yeah. That's
I
Mitch
did. I
McConnell.
seen that before.
That's Mitch McConnell. Like, how does he like he just be talking, everything is fine and dandy, then he just stop. Like, it's like, what the fuck? What happened to him? Is he there?
Nah,
I'm telling
nah.
you, man.
He got a download or he had to upload or he didn't know which way to go.
I'm
them motherfucking glitch.
just saying, man. You know how they say real recognize real, and that should be. I'm just saying, man. Those who are in the know, if you're aware and you pay attention, you will see that there's something off there. I don't see how we just keep ignoring things that we see, like we can openly see that there's something off there.
Real bad. He,
I wanted, my bad, guy. What was you saying?
no, I was just saying something off real bad.
Mm-hmm. Before we go any further, I wanna go back when we first started this podcast. You're supposed to, yo, Vinny, you're supposed to be here to make sure I'm on my checks and balances. You're supposed to be here like, yo, Jay, man, you slipping or you doing too much, whatever it is. So that being said, I gotta bring the tradition back. Gotta take my shots at the beginning of the show
Yeah.
because I've noticed that on the podcast of lately, I have too much energy. I have too
You
much
be
energy.
turned up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you be turned up a little.
Well, when we first started this podcast, I was a lot more mellow, and this is the difference. This is the difference. So let's get back to the basics. Did you see the message I sent you on the gram?
Which one?
Well, I'm gonna pull it up.
I think I did, but
It's,
be
it's
a lot be going on during.
when you see it, you'll know. Boom, there you go. There you go. I wanted to address this. This is something I actually the first place I saw it was on Facebook. Yes, I still be on Facebook. But what made me wanted to highlight this in particular uh, post is it like I have no issue with the post. The post is the post. It is what it is. And as predicted, the women went in on this post because the question is to women. The question was to women.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that stuck out to me is there was a whole lot of men in the comment of this post. And the men were really, first of all, let me read it out. Here's the scenario. She won $38 million from the Powerball. She always had a crush on your man. She passes you in a mall and asks as if she gave you $100,000 to take your man to Dubai for the week. Just her and him. What do you say next? That's the post. And obviously, a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of people were saying shit like, "Well, girl, you can have him, no problem, absolutely." It was funny. Don't get me wrong, it was funny. I was reading the comments,
Okay.
listening to what women would say. It was hilarious to me. But then I started paying attention to a bunch of men jumping in the comments, and the men were reversing the scenario. They were saying things like, "Well, let's reverse it. If a dude asked me if he could have my lady for the weekend, then dudes started saying stuff. Yeah, I packed their bags. One dude was like, "Hey, I'll tell him make it a meal and make sure he strap up and things of that nature." Don't get me wrong. I guess I see the humor in it. But what bothers me is like men nowadays don't have any understanding of self-image. And how do you go on a public forum and publicly say, like, to me, when I heard it, this is what it said to me. This is what it said to me when I read dude's comments. It said, "Yo, I'm a loser and I won't make it in life by myself. So if a man came along and offered me $100,000 to be with my lady, I'd take it because I wouldn't get $100,000 any other way." That's what I
Wow.
that's what I get from it when I hear a man say, "Yeah, yeah, you got for a weekend, sure, go ahead." What are your thoughts on the post or on men's perspective about it?
Yeah, I mean, so you selling your girl?
Right. You pimping your lady out. Because the reality is, if you send your lady on a trip with another man to Dubai, if he gave you
Mhm.
$100,000 to take her there, that means he has a whole lot more money to spend on her when she is there. And you're a goddamn fool if you think she coming back to you after that. Because she's gonna already feel some type of way that you was okay with sending her ass over there for $100,000 in the first place. And then she goes over there to do wines and dines her. He gives her a lifetime experience. And then she comes home to you. And Beyonce's on tour. She's showing up this week, and you want front row seats, and he looks at you and says, "Baby, come on, man. I get you some seats in the back, but I can't get you front row." She gonna think about that dude took her to Dubai and treated her like a queen and gave her everything, and then she gonna start looking at you some type of way, and
Right.
as you should, because you showed her weeks ago that you was a loser.
She accepted your ass before, and you just wanted to let
Yep,
somebody else show her something better. Okay. Yeah.
yep.
Well. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
showed her that she isn't worth. I mean, you aren't worth her time.
Well, first of all, you showed her that she has a value. Like she has a numeric value that you're willing to to
Right,
sell her for.
right,
Like
exactly. So
you,
that
that's
alone,
the main.
she's looking at you
Mhm.
sour.
Right.
See, I tell you,
I'm supposed to
I,
be priceless.
I tell the missus up front, man. If I agree to let you be around another dude, he gonna be the most loser dude that you could be around. So after you around him, you'll be like, oh, I can't wait to get back to my husband, man.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
wish I would be out here letting my lady go have better experiences with other men. Like, don't get me wrong, I always look at it like no matter if I'm sitting at home watching television or we out, jet skiing or chilling on the beach, whatever it is we're doing, it's gonna be an experience with me. I don't look at it like I have to do something extravagant for a woman to enjoy being in my presence. There's more
Right.
to it than stuff like that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying, Vinny.
Oh, I feel you, B.
But like I told you, this is my moment of the week. Vinny, you ready?
Go ahead.
These dudes were putting that in the comments because they was raised by they feminine ass daddies. See, they feminine ass daddies told me it was okay to act like that. It's like, how do dudes expect money from or off of their women? Like, that's crazy to me. It's outrageous. It's like, what? The top G has said, I was watching an interview with Andrew Tate, and Shorty girl had asked him, like, if your lady want to do OnlyFans, would you let her? And he was like, sure, I would. If she wants to, I would let her, but I would take her money. So if she made $10,000 in a week, I'm taking 8,000 of it. She could have two, but I'm taking 8,000. And old girl was like, why would a woman in her right mind give you her money off of the money she made on OnlyFans? He was like, yo, you out there selling my product. You got to give me the money. You're selling what's mine. I own what you're selling. So yes, I should get majority of the money. And she was like, well, why would a woman do that? And then he was like, well, you don't have to. You don't have to give me 8,000 of your $10,000. You could just not do OnlyFans. But if you're gonna do it, I'm gonna take 8,000. That's your choice. You either do it and I take 8,000, or you don't do it. It's a simple solution. But his point was, what would I look like just allowing the public to have access to my woman and I don't get nothing? Like, It would have to be under my authority where I have control over not just the money she makes, but who she makes it from. But to just send your woman to another country to entertain or be entertained by another man, and you think that it is okay, ladies, I say it all the time. I understand why you feel that men aren't leaders anymore. Ain't no way in the world a leader gonna do that. No way in the world.
Well, you forgot about their masculine ass mamas, but okay. I just want to
Well,
throw that out there.
well, I thought I would
Mm,
take it
so,
easy on it. I thought I'd take it easy on the masculine ass mamas this week because we all know, we all know modern women nowadays are just masculine and aggressive because they was raised by their masculine ass mamas. They mamas had no daintiness, no ladiness, no no feminine energy. They mamas yelled at them. They mamas cursed at them. They watched their mamas curse at the men, curse at the boys. So it, my bad, Vinny. Why you had me go into the masculine mamas? I didn't want to talk about the masculine mamas tonight.
well, let me go grab me a charger. This one ain't working. I'll be right back. My bad.
Good. I told you. I tell you all the time. It's the highlight of the show when people walk away and let me sit here and have the time to myself. I don't like talking to myself, but I don't mind a minute or two just to interact with people, just me and them. My apologies. I'm trying to adjust. But I just wanted
Well,
to
you ain't all the way talking to yourself.
let me turn this dude Vinny off. It's supposed to be all about me at this moment. But I just wanted to say to the men, we have to at some point stop being emotional and start thinking. The fact that a man would just ultimately just be like, well, sure, if that's like an emotion, like there's no rational thought, there's no thinking behind it. That's why women don't respect you. That's why men don't respect you. That's why you're at where you're at in life because you make emotional decisions with no thought, no ration, anything like that. We have got to do better, man. We have got to do better. I'm sorry, we're not equal to women. We're not. They're not equal to us. We're not equal to them. So when you see a thread like that come across your timeline and you read it, the fact that you feel you got to jump in and do the tit for tat with women over something like that shows that you have a lot of feminine ways about yourself. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. The guidance in men now, like men, we get our guidance from like come on. I hate to say it, man. We get our guidance from our masculine mamas. We get our guidance from a feminist society. That's where we get our guidance from, and we don't fight. We don't fight to be men. I get it. From a young age, you're kind of taught that being a man is a bad thing. But at some point in history, everything was said to be bad. To be a black man was bad at one point. And I'm starting to believe that we still are. Like, we're not proud of who we are. That's why we distinguish ourselves. We try to distinguish ourselves to feel special, to feel different, to like me and Vinny V was talking. A lot of people say they don't like being put in a box, but they put themselves in a box to make themselves feel good. But we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna touch on that, man. Uh, I don't know if I'm gonna wait for Vinny V to come back, but it is what it is. I want to talk about how black people in today's society see ourselves as victims in every way. And don't get me wrong, I want to make sure I emphasize this. I do understand that we have our disadvantages. I do understand that there's things that kind of go against us. I'm not saying that that doesn't exist, but what I am saying is that we believe everything, every aspect of our lives, everything we do, why people don't like us. Um, like I, you know, because we were misguided we don't understand that the rest of the world sees us what's the word? The rest of the world kind of sees us as lost, as they should. As they should. Most people in the poor communities. I don't like to say the black community because it's not about being black. It's not about being white. It's truly about culture. The poor, underprivileged people have a certain mindset as opposed to those who were raised differently. Let's just say it that way. And within a poor community, we have this tendency of always looking at everything outside ourselves because we was taught to believe that it was everything but us that made us the way we are. So, Vinny V, the question that I have,
Yes, sir.
first, let me ask you, what's your nationality?
Mhm. Human being.
You're a human being. I didn't ask you what your what type of species are you?
I don't believe in race no more. I'm not. I'm national. Like there ain't no real borders.
So you saying your
But
nationality is Earthling?
right, I think I'm just from here. Like let's be real. The only thing different is the tone. It's melanin. I mean, there are things that are different, but for the most part, I don't. I'm my bad, Jay. You know I'd be difficult with this shit, but
I
real talk,
knew
I
you
don't
was gonna have
believe
a
in that no more.
yeah. I knew you was gonna have a complex answer. That's why before I went into what I wanted to go into, I wanted to ask you that question.
Okay, bet. Yeah, cause like man, come on now. We restrict ourselves to invisible lines. We restrict ourselves to being called things on the palette and like or Hispanic. No, man, it doesn't matter. When we trace everything back, we all the same. When we look at it every day, we all the same. Like, why does it matter if we black, if we American, English, Chinese,
Can I be
like
honest with
that shit.
you? Can I be
Yeah.
honest? In my
Hmm.
opinion, I'm not saying this is a fact, but in my opinion, you kind of see things that way because us in the black community, we have no sense of community.
Correct.
So because we have no sense of community, we kind of see we kind of think on the individual mindset, like the way I see it, the way my community is, the way my because if I'm being honest with you, Vinny, what you just said, it kind of makes sense, but it's a reach because I put it to you this way:
It is.
your family is the Moore family, my family is the Williams family. That's not a border. That's not an invisible line.
Mm-mm.
That's just a difference.
Yeah.
So when you say that, we're restricted by invisible borders, I don't see it that way. I see it that we're restricted by borders that belong to other people.
What you mean?
All right. For example, the US, we are the US. I mean, it is
Hmm.
what it is, man. The British came over and took over this place.
Yeah.
And the borders were set up by the people who own this place. So for us to
To
say the
some
border
degree.
is invisible, it's not, yeah, we can't see the border, but the border exists because we created it.
Right.
So that's where the border comes from. I guess what I'm trying to say is let me give the people who are watching a little background of me, a quick one before I say this. I served in the military. I served in the United States Army. I have a criminal justice degree. I um I actually grew up as ward of the state. I was in foster care and lived in high end communities as a young man. Grew up under a music producer. Only reason why I say all this stuff is my perspective is not coming from a perspective of someone who, like, don't get me wrong. Those who know. I also, for the most part of my life, grew up in Queensbridge projects. So I've had a look at all aspects of life: poor, rich, glamorous, lonely. I've had it all. And what I can say is that we have this tendency of separating ourselves to make ourselves feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So when I ask you what's your nationality, in my mind, your answer should have been American,
Mm-hmm.
not African American, not black, not my peoples is from the Caribbean. Why do we not just say we are American? How
What
do
is American?
how do we expect equal treatment? How do we expect to be recognized on the same plateau whenever it comes to us describing ourselves, we accept it describing ourselves as something other than just American?
Because at the end of the day, what is American? Like I'm here, yeah. I'm in America, but am I do I really benefit to the ideal of what it is to be American? Because American is just as much a country as it is an idea. You know what I'm saying? Like when you think of certain people in certain countries, you automatically get an idea of what those people are.
The
So
gentleman,
we say, huh?
real quick, the gentleman in the comment, I appreciate you being here. He's a part. I appreciate him being a part of the conversation. But I wanted to address his last comment. He said, "Isn't American a label given by someone else?" Yeah, your last name is too. Your last name is given to you by someone else, and that name was given to them by someone else. It's not about. See, that's what I mean. We have a really hard time. That's why I say we don't understand. Like we don't understand community. See what you just said. Can't you describe? Doesn't that describe every family? Every family has people in the family that make the family look bad. Do you disown them because you don't agree with who they are or the way they move? Or despite no matter how they move, no matter the fucked up decisions they make, you still accept them as family no matter what. But that's what I mean when I say we was raised to be individuals. We see our family as, oh, that's my family. But then we look at people outside of our families and put it on them to do something about our community. How does that make sense?
Well, I mean, you always gonna have your family, and like the family is one thing. Like they say, you can't choose. You know what I'm saying? Like that's they gonna you. That don't mean you have to really deal with them at the same point in time. That don't mean you really actually have to accept them. That don't mean you have to even like in any way acknowledge them. Like that's the choice. You still always have that choice. If there's a bad apple, you got a choice to throw it out the bunch.
Yes, you can definitely get rid of the bad apple in the bunch. I cannot. I have no like debate or pushback on that because I'm a firm believer in if the
Yeah.
apples if the apple is starting to fall far from the tree, push that shit down the hill. It don't need to be here. Let's just get it as far away from the tree as possible. But
Well,
what I
well, when you think about it, like if we really go back to how we acknowledge each other thousands, not even thousands, hundreds of years ago, because this race thing is actually still rather new. To be divided by races and nationalities is still something new. That's not. That's not. Like something that's been around for a while. You know what I'm saying?
it has been around.
So when we,
Recognize each other as
it's
tribes,
only hundreds of years. Only
as
hundreds of years,
tribes,
not thousands.
as tribes.
No, tribes, yes, and that's what I was getting to. We've been known as our tribes, as our families. You know what I'm saying? As our bloodline. We won't known for, are you black? Are you white? Are you Hispanic? Are you? It's like I'll be Vincent from the son of whoever from the family of Moore. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Hail from wherever we originate from. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like
See,
that's not.
I just think it's crazy how we like to bring up how things were in the past, and we don't bring up the reality that we still would have had to fight to the death to either keep our name or keep our land, because there were other people
Hmm.
who had their name, their tribe, and what they were doing was conquering other tribes and land. So yes,
Yeah,
as back when civilization started, we might have been able to survive as a small tribe, but as we grow as people, we're gonna fight over the land. And the bigger your tribe, the bigger your chances of surviving. So as you say that, we used to be small tribes, I say that we still are tribes. The name of the tribes are now African American, Latino, Asian. We just name our tribes something different now, but it's still tribal. What I'm saying is African Americans, we feel misplaced. We feel like we're misunderstood and disenfranchised. But at the end of the day, we're not owning the only place we could sit up here and say we were taken from Africa. We could sit up here and say that um we had to fight for civil rights and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, this is our home. Just like any other family. If I have, like me right now, I have 3 sons, and I don't allow my sons to live off of my accomplishments. I tell them all the time, what I did to be who I am is what I did. The only thing I could do is teach you how to do the things I did, but it's on you to do it. And if you
yeah.
don't do it, you'll be out of the tribe. There's no say so. This ain't a democracy. And what we don't understand as black people in this country is America is not a democracy. It's a republic. So it's either you're going to be an American or you're not.
For what is being American besides is nothing more than being born here.
Nah, man. Nah. That's what I mean. That's like
Being
saying,
born here or attaining citizenship.
nah, being an American. Listen, man, I'm gonna say it, man. And a lot of people ain't gonna like this. But being an American is being cutthroat. Being American, it's fighting to be the best. It's kind of arrogant.
Hmm.
That's what it is to be an American. But we, as Americans, or should I say African American, we will always be considered the lower class as long as we consider ourselves African Americans. Because deep down
Yeah,
inside, we know we're not willing to do, because you got to understand, Vinny, we don't, like you said, you don't get no choice on what family you're born into. Your family's your family. The same way you had no choice on what country you was born to. Your
right,
country is your country. Now your
right.
choices are you go find another country that suits your liking, or you fucking get on board with what this country's doing.
Yeah,
We as, we as black people have a hard time accepting that. We're like
right.
women.
Because we have a hard time, but it's mainly because we have a hard time getting on board with what this country's supposed to be about. If we can't, if it's such
Then
a
leave.
challenge for us,
Well then leave.
huh?
Well then leave.
No, no, I ain't
Why
gotta leave.
not?
No,
That's what I'm
look,
saying.
because one, I'm not. Because one,
My
I'm
bad, go
not
ahead.
complaining.
I hear that. I hear that. Because I'm not complaining.
First of all, I believe that I have as much opportunity as long as I assert myself to find those opportunities. They're there. It don't like yeah. There's definitely we'll be ignorant to say that okay. There's not things that aren't in our favor, but still everything has a loophole and everything has a way to bypass because that is also the American way. So all you have to do is figure out what that is. Like I said, you gotta find your glitch in the matrix. Everybody find their glitch. Everybody find out what it is they supposed to be doing, and you do that. And I guarantee you do that, you'll be good. But you keep on trying to be what they telling you that you supposed to be, then yeah, then fuck it, you're gonna keep on fucking up.
Yeah, you know me. I'm real. I would say my third most important thing that I try to teach people is escape that slave mentality. We do not have
Yeah.
to be we do not have to be caught up in the matrix. We choose to be caught up in the matrix. But that's what I'm speaking on, Vinny. Like I don't understand when we analyze this country, why don't we analyze it the same way we analyze how we run our household? Like we talk all this
Because
what it should be, as opposed to what
hmm
it. If somebody walked into my house and I tell them that you have to take your shoes off when you walk in my house, and they try to debate with me why they should be allowed to wear shoes in my house, how do you think I'm going to respond to that? You understand what I'm saying? Like how do we as a community don't understand that?
but ain't it the American way to speak your mind?
Yeah, you can speak on it. You can
But
speak on it. Like if I came in your crib and you'd be like, "Yo, Jay, man, you're not allowed to wear sneakers in the crib. You gotta take your shoes off at the door." I would take my shoes off at the door, but I'd be like, I don't know why the fuck I gotta take my shoes off at the door. Your carpet dirty as fuck anyway. But all right, I'll take my shoes off. See, that's me speaking on it, but I'm still respecting what the fuck your wishes are.
right, but there's a difference. The only difference is that people forget that there's a respectful way to speak your mind. You don't just speak your fucking mind. You understand that there is a way of going about this. Like where
But
you
we don't
where
just
you
speak
don't have
our mind.
jurisdiction. People forget that there is a thing called jurisdiction, and there's I have jurisdiction once you come into my threshold. Once you're on my property, I have jurisdiction. The law states this to some degree because they can't just come on my property.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They have to have a reason to. Either I have to call them or they have to be told that they need to come onto my property. Otherwise, they are trespassing also if they are just on my property.
I'm just saying, man. Why is it that we can't understand hierarchy? Why can't we understand chain
Because
of
we don't have respect for each other, Jay.
and that's what I'm saying is what I'm saying is because of a community we're so destroyed.
Mhm.
That's why
Yeah,
we can't integrate in our own country. That's what I'm saying.
right.
And if we don't examine that,
Mhm.
we can sit up here and blame the system. Once again, I am not here trying to debunk, argue, or go against the idea that there's systematic obstacles or there aren't things that are placed that make things it might seem impossible. I'm not saying that that's not true. But what I am saying is the only reason why these things work is because we're more I was watching Fresh and Fit, man. There was a young lady sitting up there debating with the host Myron. And Myron's sitting up there telling the ladies who men are and what men want from a woman. And the whole time he's
Mhm.
telling them, they keep responding with, I don't believe it should be like that. Or I don't agree with that. And it's like, do you not understand what you agree with and what you believe means nothing? This is what it is. If you want to be with men, this is what men expect of you. If you don't want to understand that and accept that, then you need to be prepared for men to take advantage of you and walk all over you. That's why y'all walk around with so much emotional damage. And what I'm saying is, that's how black people are in this country. We look at the
Right.
rules, the way this country is run, and we say shit like, but it shouldn't be this way. Like, it could be like this. The only way for there ever to be any change in any society, in any activity, is not to think about what it should be. You first have to address what it is.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we are people in this country, and granted, it's not, once again, it's not to say I don't understand where it comes from. 500 years of captivity will make you a little bitter toward the people who had you captive. So I understand that. You know what I mean? I'm not a naive person up here just spewing nonsense. I get that. But what I'm saying is, we have to understand that, man, I'm just going to say it, man. I'm just going to say, you know how many times I played basketball and somebody came on a basketball court and you can clearly see that they're at a disadvantage. Whether they got no handles, they can't shoot, they're frail, like they're real skinny and short. Whatever it is, you just look at it, you size them up and down. And you know, all right, I got this. Matter of fact, let me guard this nigga. Because I'm going to wash him all night. On defense, I got him. He can't guard me on offense. I'm going to look like Jordan on this court. Let me get that. But what we don't understand is this is what I mean when I say men have been feminized and made to think like women. When did we forget that life is about competition and conquering? That's what life is. And we are so emotional in today's society that we can't accept. We just lost, like when civilization was being made, even our ancestors was too emotional. They made a lot of emotional decisions that put us at a disadvantage. So here we are in 2023, and we at the bottom, not because we deserve to be at the bottom on the strength of who we are. We deserve to be at the bottom because we don't fight to be at the top. We believe the top should be, like, a path should be cleared for us to get to the top.
If only it was so easy.
And that's what I mean when I say just the concept of being called to consider yourself an American. I know for me personally, if my sons start mating with women and a woman wants to marry my son, if she's not willing to take my son's last name, she will never be accepted.
Hold on. Did you say mating?
I said dating. Isaiah, I
You
need
said
you to,
dating or mating? With an M or with a D?
M.
I thought you did.
Yes, I did say mating. Oh, dating, I don't care. I don't care who they dating and yo, I tell my sons, I told my son the other day, my son 14 years old, I asked him, I said, how many girls you asked out and turned you down? He said, I don't know, like 2, 3. I said, man, you ain't on your job, son. You need to be out there. You ain't gonna be ready for the world till you done got rejected by at least 15, 20 women. You ain't asking enough women. You need to be out here. You need to be out here asking every pretty girl you see out on a date. Ask her if she want to be your girlfriend. Every pretty girl you see. Because the reality is, really, within the black community. Oh, my bad. Real quick, Isaiah, you asked if that's the program, and I don't know what part of what I said that you're asking. So please get a little bit more in depth in that question or explain it a little bit more. But what I'm saying is that we are choose is like I get what all right, I think I know what you're saying, Isaiah, because as I'm going into my point, I think you're saying that the embracing being American because this is the American way isn't that programming. But what I'm saying is no, the programming is us fighting to not be American. That's the programming. When we're sitting in the hood or we're sitting in our poor communities and people be like, you know, I hate to, I'm not trying to take a shot at nobody or any individual's thinking. But when we sit up here and say that most prisons are flooded with black people because it's designed to have black people in it, that's programming. It's not designed to have black people in it. It's designed to have poor people in it. That's what it's designed for. And that's what I mean when I say the slave mentality. If we believe, like, do we truly believe that this country that rose to power is at the point where it's going to rely on 12% of its population to be the slaves? And it's only a fraction of that 12%? Like, how, like, where does that make sense? Black people make up 12% of the United States population. And trust me, 50% of black people do not go to jail. So you believe that this country is putting a whole slavery and free labor on the backs of maybe 30% of 12% of the population?
It's more so just, well, again, I believe wholeheartedly in the mind state. It is the mind state that still keeps us in there. You know what I'm saying? Because we make those decisions. That is still the bottom line. Now it cripples because once you institute other things and you don't, like, when we don't have these conversations in the open and people aren't really honest and people aren't really, you know, people aren't exposed to what's what they may not see, because unfortunately at the end of the day a lot of people don't really see what the fuck is really going on, and even when you tell them they still don't get it. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of that is, of course, they don't want to get it. You know what I'm saying? They're comfortable where they're at.
And
They're
it's because
comfortable in that mindset.
man, Vinny, it's because people were raised by their bitch ass daddies and their masculine mamas. That's the goddamn problem. I don't understand why we keep trying to
Right.
put
It's the
everything on.
mind state. It's the
Because at
mind
the end
state.
of the day,
But like you said, is that
Vinny, I don't care. I don't listen to people saying, well, I didn't see this. I wasn't taught that. I'm not listening to that bullshit because at some point in society, we only saw what was in front of us. But we still understood that whenever you come across another human being, another animal, you're supposed to be cautious. You're supposed to take things and this other person, this other creature could be dangerous to your life. So you don't listen to what they say. You don't follow what they do. You watch what they do. You watch what they say. See if what they say matches what they do. And see if what they do matches what they say. But we don't just go off of what people say and go off of what people do. We have become that. But that's not what
mm-hmm,
we're supposed to be. So when we look at society the
no,
way it is today, and we look at the whole programming and all that other good stuff. We say, well, they tell us this, they teach us that. It's like, well, then blame your bitch ass daddy and your masculine moms that you don't have the power within yourself to look at a person and say you're full of shit. Come on, man. I wasn't taught,
yeah.
like I said, I was
Okay.
water the state. Most of the things I learned in life was me just being out in the world on my own. But my mindset was never to just do what I was told to do just to do it. The missus would tell you, man, there was times in our relationship where I would, like early in our relationship, I would carry on in a relationship or like my aunties, my masculine ass aunties and my masculine ass mama figures that I had would try to teach me how to be a man to a woman. And I would go into relationships trying to do this stuff that they told me to do. And I would look around and be like, this shit ain't right. Why am I going to keep fighting to do what I was told to do when I see it's not getting me the outcome that I want?
Correct.
Is that the system's fault?
Mhm.
Is it the programming's
Not-
fault that we keep doing things that go against our best interests?
No, and that's the bottom line. It boils down to the choice you choose to follow, and that's what I have the problem with. Also, like I agree wholeheartedly. It don't matter what's put in front of you. You know right and wrong. You know what will work and what don't. You know when you ain't doing what the fuck you supposed to do. You know, like come on now. There's
You
more
know,
than enough examples. There's too many examples for you not to know. First of all,
you know what kills me? And I know I'm gonna ruffle some feathers today, but I don't give a fuck. You know what kills me, man? Is when I see these righteous brothers, these brothers who go around talking about, we you don't understand the power you got as a black man. God is within you. Your spiritual connection and your ability, your mental toughness. They say all this crazy shit, and then we'll turn around and point at the man and the system for their problems. How the
yeah.
hell does that make sense? I'm you gonna tell me that I'm God, and you gonna tell me that I got this divine power, this connection with the spirits, and this ability to do things that others can't do. But then when the time comes and things are going wrong, we're looking at everybody else and blaming everybody else.
hmm hmm Yeah. Yeah. That's where the problem comes in play.
We
I don't see. That's why I don't really rock with nobody that that's what they're always pointing to. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not pointing to yourself and getting yourself right, then obviously you're not understanding.
yo,
Because
it
the problem
starts
is not
with
with
you.
everybody.
Yes, it
It
starts
starts
with you
with you.
every aspect of your life. Everything that's wrong in your life, everything starts with you. If your lady cheated on you, it starts with you. It's not even to say that you ain't a good man. It starts with you because you chose to be with her. It starts
Yeah.
with you. Every aspect of life. But we always look, this is true, brother man. But the problem is we always look outside, external, for the solution that we have internally. Think about that. We look for a solution externally for the thing we have internally. And then we wonder why we're lost. We wonder why we're confused. That's why I brought up the whole nationality thing. Because I want to highlight how we have been programmed. We have been programmed to believe that we have a choice in the family we was born into. That's my point.
Hmm?
And because we have no sense of tribe and community, we don't understand that this country is the family we were born into. Like it, hate it, love it, or indifferent, this is the family we were born into. If we want to talk about what this family, the direction this family should be going, then we first have to acknowledge our place in the family. We can't we can't claim to be the in-laws or the stepchildren of the family proudly and then want to tell the family what the fuck they supposed to be doing. I wish I would. I, I love my in-laws. Shout out to all my in-laws. I don't want to put y'all name out there because I'll be seeing some shit that might make y'all have to deal with everyday things that y'all don't want to have to deal with. So, but those who don't know, I love y'all. But I wish I would let y'all come to my house and tell me how to do things in my house, how to run my family. Are you out your goddamn mind? You an in-law. You a stepchild. You think I'm buying you sneakers when I didn't even buy my son sneakers this week? Are you out your mind? Come on, man. Why is it wrong for us to be honest that that's what it really is? But see, that's where the programming is. See, we was programmed to not acknowledge that truth. That's the program. Because we know the truth. And what I'm saying to you right now, Vinny, what I'm saying to the people, if I was to apply that in anything else, there wouldn't be no confusion. There would be no pushback. There would be no misunderstanding. It would make all the sense in the world. If I applied that to sports, if I applied that to the classroom, if I applied that to your job, if I applied that to the gym, I can apply that as that concept to everything in the world and we will understand it. But the moment I start talking about us separating ourselves as African Americans or Black Americans, as opposed to just fighting to be Americans, it's like, huh? What? We shouldn't have to do that. It should be this way. It should be that way. And it's like, what the fuck? That's the programming, Vinny. That's the programming, brother man. That's it right there. I told you, Vinny, the whole goal of this is in a year, 6 months to a year from now, I'm going to put together this Willie Lynch project. Everything we speak about is in that letter. That's where we programmed. How do we talk about the programming? This is what I mean. This is how you see. This is what he means by the programming. Okay. We talk about the programming. The blueprint for the programming is out there for public consumption. But yet we don't even look at the blueprint for the programming to figure out where the programming affects our lives.
Right.
So how do we blame it if we don't even look at it? It's there. It's not like it's a myth that
hidden book.
It's on. Right. We're not talking about the 10 Commandments here. It's not written on no stone that can't be found. It's on the internet. It's right there. You understand what I'm saying? It's right there. It's on the internet. We can look it up whenever we want. But we don't. We just keep blaming the programming without even examining what the programming is, even though it's there for us to see it. How can you not see, damn, that is the programming? They put it right there in front of us and convinced us to not even look at it. Don't even look at it. You know it's there. You know this is the programming. But the programming is working so well that it's like they can have it up on a wall in your crib and you still don't get it.
But what do they say? If you want to keep something from an ignorant person, put it in the book.
I put it to you this way. If you want to hide something from a modern civilian, just tell them the truth. In today's world, people fight the truth more than anything. More than anything. If I lie to you, you'll listen to me.
People used to being lied to. Sounds more reasonable. They used to accept the lies every day. That's what I'm saying.
Because they fucking lose.
They don't. Because they don't want to know what it really is.
Because they losers, Vinny. They want to be lied to because they losers, because the truth highlights their shortcomings, their deficiencies.
Inconsistency. Yes, sir.
That's what it does. And I don't want to hear the truth, because the truth means that all of this is my fault
Right.
because of they soft ass daddies, they masculine mamas. It's going to take it's going to take our generation, and I hate to say it because I love my children, man. Maybe even our children. It's going to take for all of us to die off for anything to change. Because of our masculine ass mamas and our feminine ass daddies. They did everything all out of order. We were all raised the wrong way. We soft. We can't even take the truth. The truth is our trigger. Like, how the fuck?
Hmm.
I remember the trigger used to be lying.
Yeah.
If I was out in the streets lying on you, lying on your family, lying on, like, that would be the trigger that you can get killed off of that. Nowadays, people are getting killed for the truth. That's the program.
Because motherfuckers live by a lie.
They
That's the
want to,
difference. When you live by a lie, the truth exposes you.
and that's because our daddies. I have to be honest with you. I don't want to say nothing about the mamas. I keep saying it now because it kind of becoming like a catchphrase. But the reality is, it's our bitch ass daddies. It's our daddy's job to raise us to be men. And the
Mhm.
women being masculine is our daddy's fault. I don't care how masculine our mamas were. Our daddy's supposed to check that shit. Our daddies was supposed to get that in line. Whether he's getting at him, yo, you think that if for some reason me and the missus split, that I wouldn't just go to my kids' bus stop just to either pick them up or drop them off, just on the strength. Like, I'm not asking her permission. I'm not hitting her up being like, yo, I know the boys get home around 2:30. I was kind of hoping that, I can go pick them up from the bus stop, then go get something to eat, then I'll bring them home. All right, you cool with that? No, I'm just gonna do it because I don't need your permission to be my kid's daddy. Ain't no judge on the face of this planet. See, that's what we always talk about, the system. I watch a lot of court trials. I have a criminal justice degree. When we say that the courts will grant um or take visitation rights or stop us from seeing our children, yes, it does happen, but that's because we move wrong. A judge is
Mhm.
not going to take your ability to be a father away from you because you decide to pick your kid up from the bus stop and bring him home because you wanted to spend that time with him. A judge ain't going to hear that and be like, nah, you're not being a good father. You're endangering the child. What we do is we automatically start trying to start, like, we give all the power to the mother. We give it to the mother. Nah, man, that's on us. So the fact that we see things from an emotional state, the fact that we come at things from the wrong direction, I would love to be able to attribute that to our mamas. But our mamas are responsible for our lack of relationships. Our bitch ass daddies is responsible for our inability to move through this world as men, being rational, logical, and critical thinkers. That's our daddy's fault. Our kids being
That
in
is
school.
the bottom line.
Yeah, man. No, my youngest son, when he was like 3 years old, said, "Daddy, why girls could wear dress and boys can't?" But I looked at him and said, "Because they fucking can. If I ever hear you even speak of a dress again, we gonna have some goddamn problems in here." And he ain't never said it again. He ain't never brought that shit up again. As a matter, he is by he is by far the most masculine, the most what's the most cerebral of my sons by far. But my point is, we accepted that shit in our household. Like, come on, man,
Yeah,
our bitch daddies taught us not
you
to.
you got like
Yeah,
motherfuckers allow the world to dictate how they gonna raise their children. I can't. I don't get that shit. Oh, they say you're not allowed to do this and you can't do that. Well, what I know what works for me. I know what works, what I believe in, and if that shit doesn't correspond with what you trying to talk about, I'm not trying to hear what the fuck you talking about, which I won't listen in anyway.
let me tell you a part of the program that a lot of men bought into. You ready? Yo,
What's up?
you're not supposed to argue with a woman. Even when she wrong, she right. You know that, right?
Eh, I find that funny.
Yeah, ain't no fucking way. That's why we have a generation of women who run around doing whatever the fuck they want, and when you tell them that they wrong, they react the way they react because they were taught that even when they're wrong, they're right. And then men, we didn't say nothing for years. We didn't fight for years because we were taught even when they're wrong, they're right. It doesn't make no sense arguing with them. Nah, not me. Me and my wife argued over shit for years. Me and my wife had a me and my wife had an argument start in '02 that didn't end until 2011. Like we argue for that. No, no, I don't care how much you believe you right. We gonna argue every time you try to take it there because you wrong. You wrong. And I'm not just allowing you. I remember I remember when I first started explaining to the missus the concept of simping. And I explained to her, I said, a lot of men struggle with being honest with women. Purely off of let's just stop the pussy train. A man would tolerate anything from a woman and just won't be honest with her because if he honest with her, she's just gonna stop giving him pussy. And it's like if you're gonna stop giving it to me, why would I be honest? I'll just keep lying to you. Not me. Not me. I can tell you, I'm gonna have a show where I'm gonna have all the women who I've upset over the years chime in and be like, yo, this let me tell you what this nigga said to me. I'll tell you quick. I don't care how much you digging me. I don't care how much of a sure thing this night could be. You say or do anything around me, I'm not letting that slide. I don't let nothing slide. Nothing. Vinny V, I mean nothing. I have conversations with women all the time, and I can tell that by the smile in their face and the women when they turn their head to the side and they talking, I'm like, yeah, yeah. And the moment they say something, I'm quick, I'm happy, like, yeah, I knew it. I knew it was coming. This is my opportunity to shoot her ass down. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. What did you say? How many children you say you have? Really? Wow. No. I have 3 kids myself. Yeah, yeah. Well, then shit. Where your husband at? How's your husband? Oh, you're not married, and you got 3 kids. I know life as a single person is tough for you. What- And then she looking at, huh? What do you mean? You should have married one of your kids' fathers, because your chances out here finding a dude who gonna take care of you and them kids is slim to none. You should just marry their dad.
See, okay, you know, the truth is though, motherfuckers be thinking that there'd be something better, and they don't know how to respect what they got. They really don't know what they do have, to be honest, because they're already expecting some shit that, for the most part, don't exist.
Yo, I'm gonna say something that's controversial, okay? I am rather pro porn, okay? as long as you use it as a weapon and not a tool. Okay, as long as you use it as a weapon and not a tool. You know, if you got a lady
Explain.
and
Explain.
all right, all right. If you using it as a tool, it's like, oh, I can't get no ladies.
Oh,
My
okay.
phone is dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch some porn and whack one off because I can't get no pussy. You're using it as a tool. I don't condone that shit. But if you're in a relationship, you can definitely use it as a weapon. If like
Okay.
why be afraid? Why be afraid to say what you gotta say to your lady because you might not get no pussy? Oh well, I don't get no pussy. That's fine. I'll go whack one off to a porn, but I'm gonna still say what the fuck I got to say to you. You deny me pussy whether I go get it outside or for porn. Yeah, I'm not gonna bow down to you. See, you use it as a weapon. That's cool. Use it as a tool because you can't get none. Nah, no,
Man,
I don't condone that. You know what I mean? And
man,
you
man,
got
let the
mama.
Jay, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Why? What's not fair?
Because you know the numbers on the amount of man that ain't out here getting no pussy. That'd be too much built up testosterone running around this world.
All right, but that's unfortunate. That all right. That's why I say I don't condone it being used as a tool. The reason why that's the reason why there's men who don't use critical thinking, don't try to better themselves and learn shit in this world because all they gotta do is whack off, and then all the drive to go on. It's like I already got my nut. I'm gonna sit down and play this game. I was gonna go to the gym, but I'm gonna just sit down and play this call. They struggle because they whack off the porn instead of going out there in the world, getting rejected, perfecting their game, finding out what women like, how to move. So instead of doing that, that's what I mean. I don't condone that shit. The fact that men out here struggling, like, come on, man, that's on you, bro. Get out here in this world, man. I learned women.
Dude,
By the time I was 19, 20, I understood women. There's no reason why a man in his 30s, 40s can't go out here in this world and get with women. It's just not.
there's really no reason. I don't understand it myself.
I'm telling you
But
what it
there's a
right
lot of capping going on.
I'm telling you what it is right now, Vinny. They're using shit like porn as a tool. That's why they're not getting pussy. They're not using it as a weapon. They're using it as a tool.
Some of these niggas just ain't dude, they ain't built like that no more. Like it's like they lost their drive.
Vinny, because of they bitch ass daddies, Vinny. This is why. Because they bitch ass daddies instead of their daddies fighting. Instead of their daddies. Come on, man. They watch they watch their daddies. Not now they know the daddies obviously smash they that's why they here. And what they watch is the woman he got some pussy from. They watch her run his ass. They watch her have him beg for pussy. Yeah, come home. He didn't even live in that house. He's coming in. You need me to? What you want me to? She call him. I need my TV hung up on the wall. Okay, man. I'm coming over with the TV up. Put the TV up on the wall. Uh, uh, give money for groceries, and then have to get out. Don't get no more pussy. You get pussy if I tell you get pussy, and that's that. And they watch their daddies accept that shit.
Hey Jay,
What?
hey Jay.
What?
I don't know if you better with or without the liquor. I don't know, B. Yet. I don't know. I don't know. You know, it seems like we got turned up, Jay, again this week. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it matters. B. I just think, this is just the way it is.
Yo, Vinny. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah.
Today, to the date, makes exactly 8 months that we've been doing this podcast.
Hmm.
Our first podcast, you know me, I have all the videos time stamped and the dates on.
Mm-hmm.
The very first one was December 31st, 2022. It's now August
Wow.
31st, 2023.
Ain't
And
that
I,
a hell of a day we started on?
yeah, and I looked at that video recently and I told you in that video, I'm going to keep it mellow and I'm going to try to hold back as much as I can for the first 6 months to a year. After that first 6 months to a year, no more holding back. I can only play nice but for so long. So to me, I'm rather calm today. I'm rather conservative today. I'm saying,
Yeah.
Vinny, we struggle with living with our life choices, and that's because of our dads. I have to be honest with that.
Right. And besides that, because, you know, step one is always acceptance, B. The hardest motherfucking thing is just to accept that, your ass was raised by your bitch ass daddy, as Jay
Yeah,
puts it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, like people. That's their biggest problem, bro. Like, if people could get past, like, accept what was for what it is, and just change what the fuck you gonna be. Like, you don't have to. Okay, now you know. All right, this is what I've been doing wrong. I've been making. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been doing this right. You know this now. Okay, so now that you know this, if you ain't gonna change it, then just play weak games. Which I'm so upset, bro. I've been saying that all week. I'm just like, yo, man, you niggas is playing weak games. They winning weak prizes. Bro. This is just what it is.
yeah.
But that is what it is. Like, you fucked up. You know you ain't doing what you supposed to be doing. You know you can be doing better. Regardless, like, you ain't gotta shoot for the stars, but you can damn sure be not in the on the bottom. Like, you sitting here in pity for yourself. It don't matter how high up you are. If you feel in whatever way that you ain't what the fuck you supposed to be, then you ain't what the fuck you supposed to be.
You either accept that you at the bottom or shoot for the stars. But you'll never get
Yeah.
anywhere living in the cloud. You either accept you at the bottom or shoot for the stars. But too many people live in the clouds, dreaming, hoping. That I told you before. I'm not a big uh, supporter of hope and faith. To me, hope and faith is a female's game. All the hope in the world ain't gonna change shit for you as a man. All the faith in the
No,
world ain't gonna change shit for you as a man.
it requires a third party.
Right? If you ain't doing it, you can hope, dream, manifest, whatever you want to do. If you ain't doing it, it ain't gonna happen.
Nope. It requires work.
So the only faith that I believe in is that as long as I keep doing in life what I believe I'm supposed to, then I have faith that when I die, it will be for a purpose. I won't die for nothing.
If you die for nothing, what the fuck was the point to begin with?
Right. I have faith that as long as I do what I'm supposed to do, I will not die for nothing. That's the only faith that I have. Outside of that, it's all on me. Yeah. It's all on me, man. I don't hope nothing. Even if I look at my son and say, man, I hope your ass don't miss that bus in the morning. I'm really being like sarcastic. I don't really hope nothing. I just know you either be on that bus, if you not, you gonna get your ass whooped, or you gonna get grounded, or you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be consequences. I don't really hope. I'm just kind of saying that for you, not for me. I don't really hope nothing.
Right.
I'm cool with the outcome either or. I'm just saying, Benny, man. The poor community, like I said, I don't like to refer to it as the black community. I only say the black community because really that's the only way people listen. It's unfortunate that all the things that are bad we own as the black community because it's really the poor community. That's what it really is. I guess
It's a lot of different ones of us. Well,
I
of
think
them.
I think we believe that because there's more black people as like per capita, that being poor belongs to us. So don't call it being poor. It's not an attack on poor people, it's an attack on black people. It's like, man, people understand. It's a mindset. See,
That's what it is.
I'm a proud American. I am. I don't believe America's perfect. I don't believe that there's things within the system that I would wish would be different because it would be more beneficial to people like me. But at the end of the day, I'm a part of a family that hate us or love us. We've done some remarkable things in history, and we continue to do it to this day. And I don't have to agree with everything my family do. I don't have to like everything my family do. But this is my family. I was born into this family. I believe that the poor community makes it harder for people who aren't poor, who for people who don't have that mindset. I don't refer to myself as a poor person, and I don't any longer want to refer to myself as an African American. I've never been to Africa, and people in Africa ain't never did nothing for me. Why do I have to claim them and who I am? I know that sounds fucked up, but come on, man. That's not the family I was born into. Why should I have to rep a family that ain't mine?
This is some truth, though. You know, because in a way we are. I mean, well, ain't no in the way we aren't African. Like
Not at all.
in a way, we're not African, bro. Like it, and they know this, and that's why you know what I'm saying. That's why they handle us. Was speak about us the way that they do. They know we ain't African.
Right. But they
You know,
also know
I argue the American thing, but I understand what you're saying. We this is our family here.
as long as we keep putting African in front of it, we'll never be American.
Hmm.
So a lot
But
of
as
us,
long as we maintain the right mind, that the poor mind state and that victim mind state, we won't be American either.
right, because that's not what it is to be an American. To be an American is arrogant, ruthless, willing to willing to be on top. The belief that you're supposed to be on top. That no, as much as you fight, as long as your will and your fight is strong, you can make it to the top. That's what it is to be an American. But what it is to be an African American is to believe that the path to the top is damn near impossible. And no matter how hard you work, you got to work twice as hard as the next man to even get close. And the chances of getting there is slim to none. That's what it is to be an African American. That's the belief. And then we wonder why we don't be seen as equal, why we don't get the same equal outcomes. It's like to be an American, you have to be ruthless. You have to believe that you are meant to be on top. If you don't believe that, yeah, life is gonna be rough in America. That's why people from outside this country can come to this country and succeed. They left their homeland because they believed that they can make it here. The people who are here don't even believe that they can make it and then wonder why they don't make it. You don't believe you can.
Okay. You say that this isn't, well, you ain't say this, but you spoke on manifesting. In a way, you still are manifesting exactly what you're putting out because you manifest what you believe. Of course, again, you got action. You still have to take action. But even if you're taking action, you still don't believe that you deserve it, you're still not gonna fucking get it. It don't matter how hard you do work for it also, because you don't believe that it's supposed to be yours in the first place. So they correspond. Again, like like we saying, it's not just one piece. Like you can't just have one piece of anything and actually get it. You know what I'm saying? I can't just
Right.
believe that it's gonna happen and not sit back and wait. I can't just sit here and work for something that happens, but I don't believe I can have it.
And that's what I'm saying is the problem within not just the poor community. That's what's wrong with men. That's why women are economically and socially thriving because they believe they can do anything.
Hmm.
And men, we are failing because we don't even believe that we're supposed to make it. We believe that there's a system that's stopping us, and no matter how hard we try, we're never going to make it. Well, as long as you believe that, that's what it's going to be. I don't get it, man. I put it to this way, man. I say to every man of my generation, as you travel this world, if you run across a man 60 to 65 years old, punch that nigga in the face, call him a bitch ass. Because it's their fault that you do the shit you do. You are the way you are because a generation of men decided to take a step back and allow the women in society to take hold of their family and the household and the raising of their children. We were raised by television, hip hop, R&B. Yo, as a matter of fact, I do have something for you to look at. And when I saw this, I was like, man, this brother is spot on, man. Brother is spot on. I don't even understand how we don't see this shit. Here you go right here. Here you go right here. There you go right here. Boom. Hold on, let me share this screen with you real quick. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah. Oh shit. Oh, whatever. People act like it's a hard concept to understand. Here we go.
Vibe be so off in some of the black clubs, man. We really be in there trying to have a good time listening to 30 straight serial killer songs. Like we really in there trying to have a good time and vibe out to murder music. We in there hypnotized. We damn somebody to violence. That's why we all in there on the verge of socking some shit. We keep listening to serial killer music. These young mad ass niggas talk about hitting somebody with a switch. Man, 30 clip, slide. Man, we in there drunk. We really hypnotized listening to this devil ass shit. I ain't gonna lie, like I don't like some of the music, but it be like, man, as we partying, trying to have a good time listening to murder music. This shit is psychopath shit for real. Like, I mean, we got to start switching it up, man. And something got to.
You feel that?
Mm-hmm. It's the truth, though.
It's like we don't understand that instead of our daddies raising us, we was raised by television, hip hop, R&B, and our masculine mamas. And I don't care how masculine your mama is, she gonna raise you to be an emotional thinker.
Yeah.
So instead of us
Still gonna have that feminine energy, that feminine mind state, regardless. Just because it's masculine, it ain't a real masculine. That's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just a facade.
right, yo, let me tell you about our bitch ass daddies. I'm sorry, man. I gotta go in on y'all. Next couple minutes on y'all real quick. We was so happy. Our daddies was happy that they stopped calling us Negroes and started calling us people of color. They was like, "Thank you, thank you for finally throwing some respect on our name."
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. We
Oh, shit.
out of slavery, we wanted to just be Americans. That's it. That's all we wanted out of slavery. We didn't want to be considered Negro Americans, African Americans, people of color, niggers. We didn't want to be known as any of that. We just wanted to be Americans. And we was on that path. We was on that path. We was on that path. But then they started throwing out stuff like, people of color. All right, instead of us calling you people of color, okay, you don't like that. You don't like that. Fine. How about African Americans? Our daddies is like, thank you. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Throw some respect on our name. I probably, granted, I ain't never been to Africa, but I respect the fact that you respect the fact that I'm African. And it's like, those are the men who raised us.
Yeah.
They weren't fighting. Like, what was the point of us fighting to be desegregated if when segregation ended, we're now cool with being African American? Then you should have just kept the bathroom the same, like kept it separate, segregated. Because even in what we label ourselves segregated. You an American, I'm an African American. We segregating ourselves in just that label alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to tell the missus, the only way black people will ever change in this country is if we go back to segregation.
Segregation was not a bad thing.
Yeah, because it wasn't a bad thing then. The only reason why it'd be needed now, because it's a bad thing now, because then we would have to live with each other and see, holy shit, I see why the other communities don't want to deal with us. We don't even want.
We'll be forced to work with each other.
We won't work. Yo, Penny, that's what I mean. We would have to die off because they won't. We won't. We won't. We too independent. We was raised to be me, my.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough of us that's on some we tribal community. We're outnumbered dramatically.
Yeah.
If it was like a movie and it was a war scene going on, they would have the most dramatic music playing in the background as the independent people slaughtered all the people who were our community. Just one enough. The dramatic music and out You might kill like 3 or 4 people, but then you see, the nigga stabbed up, shot up. It's over because it's just not enough. Just not enough. 'Cause our daddies. I'm telling you, man, Vinny, I'm going in, man. Our daddies raised boys in dresses. It raised the alphabet community. It raised it raised it raised football players not wanting to get hurt. It raised it raised a generation of men who are no longer gladiators, no longer warriors, no longer leaders. We're just here. So what do you think we doing
Existing.
with our kids?
Right.
See, the moral of the story is you are who you are because it's in your genes. You a bitch ass dude. Because you was raised by your bitch ass daddy, and he raised you to be a bitch ass dude, and now you out here in the world pushing your bitch ass agenda, and then you making your kids soft. Your son is soft, your daughter's masculine, and then you're looking at the world like the problem is the world.
Yeah.
The problem
Like
ain't
I
the
said,
world.
you never. The hardest place to look is at yourself. Motherfuckers never want to look at yourself. Quick to blame someone else. It's a lot easier to blame someone else for your problem.
What we do here on the All Ego podcast, man, is we acknowledge that the problem is you, man. The problem is you. I don't want to hear. I don't take none. I don't listen. I don't take no excuses about anything. The problem is you. It starts with you. If you can't understand your own shortcomings, if you ain't got a hold or if your pride is too big to even acknowledge that you have insecurities, let alone what they are, that's on you, man. You deserve everything you get.
Hmm.
Go to spoil. I love the spotlight. Like not like you remember when we used to do music. When I say I love the spotlight, I don't mean like I want to. If we got a music thing going, I want to be the number one artist. No, no. I'd rather not be an artist at all. When I say I love the spotlight, I mean like I just love being known as the greatest. I love being able to walk into a room and people be like, "Dad, this is a man who respects himself. This is a man who's about something." That's I just that's what matters to me. I love when I speak that people understand that I have enough knowledge and experience in life that I know something about what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not just talking to talk. How many people you know like that, Vinny? That when you get around them, they start talking and they swear they know some shit, and then you be like, man, why is he even talking?
There's a few. I won't say a few because I don't deal with that many people. There has been a few over time, but I've definitely cut them off. But for the most part, there's people that you definitely just be like, I need you to listen because you don't know what you're talking about.
Let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
The the number one thing, like truly, what's the number one thing you want to be able to when you leave this planet, you want to know that you have instilled in your son? What's the number
And my
one?
main thing is really instill. I would say find this passion, find your passion and drive for it. Don't give up on what it is you believe that you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't. Last thing I want is for him to like lose his, become a clone, man. Like You ever
what if
seen
it's
They Clone Tyrone?
I,
Not
I
shut
I
up.
I heard of
We
it,
gonna
but I haven't seen it.
uh huh. Like
Like
you
I
know what I'm
seen the
saying. I
preview, but
wouldn't want. It's a crazy movie. You know what I'm saying. It's on some other stuff too, but it's like people getting entrapped and then thinking that this is all that they got to do or this is all that they can be or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying, and they get caught in that. And I say, what his passion is, yes, but I'm hoping because I don't want to hear this. I don't know what y'all. I don't know what the comment might be, but I know it's some smart shit. So what I'm saying is, with the time that I have here to teach him, we're gonna find what this is that he's
Well,
passionate about.
what if his passion is chasing hoes? What if
We gotta
that's his
make sure he's good at what, buddy? You need to find a good job so you got some money to chase these hoes for the rest of your life, if that's what you want to do. But you need to be able to maintain. I think
I
you
don't
need a real good job and a job that puts you around a lot of women.
know I can live
You
in the
might need
hood.
to be a
I can live
stripper,
in the
son.
hood and be around a lot of women.
Nah, 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 nah. We need it. If you're gonna chase them, you need to chase all calibers, because you never be satisfied until you taste all the colors of the rainbow.
Pause.
Pause.
Pause. I don't want I don't want no parts of that rainbow. Okay? I'm not-
You know what I'm saying, nigga.
I ain't
And
tasting no
we ain't
goddamn
talking about that rainbow. We talking about the old school rainbow. When we, like they say, when we used to own the rainbow. We don't
yo.
own the rainbow anymore.
Nah, I ain't never. I don't care what you say. If you find a drawing from some kid in the '80s and they say it's mine, if there was a rainbow on it, I'm telling you it wasn't mine. They lying. They lying. Affiliate with the rainbow at
I ain't
all.
never drew no rainbow. I don't even like fucking rainbow.
Yo, that's crazy. It's crazy that 20 years ago,
Yeah.
for a kid to draw a rainbow on
Well, I
their
mean,
picture, it would just mean that they believe in like things that are gold or magical.
are they just like rainbows?
Yeah, but most, let's be real. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't speak for everybody else. I can only speak for myself when it comes to this one. But I was drawing rainbows before I've even seen a rainbow.
Well, yeah, because you're told and you see it. Like not see it, like, but you're like, this is what a rainbow looks like, and all. You know what I'm saying? You're told about
Why
them
did you?
because
Why
it,
would you
it is.
draw it on your picture? See,
I
this is what
don't
I mean.
know. Motherfucker.
Psychologically, I'm telling you, this is how they get to you. This is what I mean when I say I watched this show from, I want to say about maybe 10 years ago. It was a show called White Collar. And White Collar was about
Mhm.
a dude who was like a thief, a high-end thief, and a con artist. Long story short, he talked about how you can psychologically program people to answer things the way you want them to by using keywords and phrases, words that sound alike, just to implant in their mind. So what I'm trying to tell you is children, we believe in things that are magical. Why do you think even though you grew up in the projects, you drew a house, but on that house it had to have a chimney? What was the chimney for? You did not understand firewood. You did not understand any of that shit. You didn't even understand that the chimney is what warmed the house. So why did you draw a chimney on the house? Because you believed in Santa and you had to have a space on your house for Santa to come. Even though you lived in the projects or you lived in an apartment that didn't even have a fireplace or a chimney, you still drew a house with a chimney on it. And that's why you also drew that rainbow in there. Because you was taught that at the end of the rainbow is a pot of gold. Rainbow is a magical trail. As children, we believe in that stuff. But nowadays, If your child draws a rainbow on their picture, they're gonna get called into the guidance council, and the guidance council is gonna try to tell them that it's okay for them to acknowledge who they are. As a matter of fact, you could tell me what you do. You even want to identify as a whatever you are anymore? Yeah. Do you want to
As
change
of
your
whatever you are.
you want to change your pronoun? They just even have a rainbow. Back in the days, there was this clothing line called Cross Colors that had mad colors on it. If you rock that now, they would think that you representing the LBGT community. How they, you know, what the? Listen, man, live
Yeah.
with your choices. Don't make me live with them. If you choose to be that, that's fine. But don't tell me what colors is what words is like, what words I'm supposed to use. How am I supposed to identify? Like, how do you start using pronouns for yourself and then apply them to me? I didn't ask for a new pronoun. How you give me something I ain't asked for? That is, you know what? I'm gonna say it. That is identity grape. That's what that is. You are taking my identity from me. I didn't tell you can have it. We didn't even have it. You didn't even take me out to eat. You didn't even offer me dinner first. You just decided one day to say, you know what? I'm giving you another pronoun. I know you ain't asked for it. I know you don't want it, but I'm giving it to you either way. You are now a cis man. What was that? That's what you are, because that's what I said you are. I didn't even have no say so on it. So you just gonna grate me of my identity because you want to, and nah, out of here, man. No, no, no,
No.
no. That was your choice, not mine. You live with your choices, not me. My bad, man. My bad, man. We getting close to 1 year, man. I'm kind of like this is like sparring right here. I'm not going in, but this is like like before a performance, a nigga who sings like and doing all type of shit to get his vocal cords right. For the next couple months, I'm just gonna be, warming up. There's a lot of shit I want to confront and fix within the poor community. We ain't got to be like this, baby.
We don't. And the first thing you have to do is decide that you don't want to be like that and do something about it.
All we got to
But
do
you can't make nobody do that shit.
because yeah, you're right. You can't make nobody. I put it to you this way: you can't make nobody change, or I'm not even trying to say change. You can't make nobody acknowledge where they are and why they got there. But what I can do is shame you and call you a loser every opportunity I get to remind you that you chose to be it, bruh. And I don't feel bad for you. I'm not holding no punches. If you a loser and you're comfortable with being a loser, that's on you. If you a loser and you don't want to be a loser anymore, we can talk. If you a winner, I want to break bread with you. But losers, you are who you are. If that's where you want to be, hey, hey. That's the box you fit in. It is what it is. Skinny V, man. We gonna put an end to this podcast this week. But as I said at the beginning of the podcast, man, it's a very important weekend, man. It is. I guess it's Labor Day for y'all, but it's Skinny V's birthday this weekend.
Yes, sir. Going down.
It's going down. Are you still coming up this way?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
When you leaving?
Tomorrow.
No, you leaving tomorrow? Yeah, no shit. You leaving tomorrow? I was trying to see like the morning, afternoon. Trying to get a gauge for when should I even bother you when you get here. But don't even worry about it, bro. Shout out to Isaiah Bowens in the chat, man. He participated in the chat today, man. I appreciate you, man. Um, join anytime, man. You got a camera and social media. Just hit me up on social. We'll talk for a minute, and if the vibe is right, you can always join the conversation live. But Vinny V, man, look forward to seeing you this weekend, man.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the neighborhood. Oh yeah,
Welcome to the neighborhood.
yeah. You're not.
Welcome
You're
back.
no. I'm saying like to the 40 block, to the 40 neighborhood. You
I'm
just
not.
pulled.
I'm not. Dude.
You just
Dude.
pulled
Dude. Dude.
neighborhood. No, you ain't get to your block yet. Like you ain't get to your crib yet.
Oh,
But you're in
okay.
the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
The neighborhood now. You done got the dude at the gate. We a gated community. The dude at the gate done let you in. He's letting you in. He's letting you in on Sunday. You get to come in. So welcome to the neighborhood, bro. You 2 blocks away. It's a big neighborhood.
I'm getting so much closer.
Yeah. You right there, bro. You thought you thinking you far away. You like, nah, I got a minute. Nah, bro. You going through the gate.
Bruh. It ain't gonna take long.
Not
But
tomorrow. Sunday you go through the gate. Next year you're pulling into the driveway. The year after that
yeah,
you move. The year after that you move
I'm
in.
moving in.
Yeah,
I'm moving in, baby. I got my keys.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm here to stay.
Yep. You done signed your mortgage. Are your children coming up with you?
Yeah, one.
Or one of your children coming? Good. I wanna please pardon me, Vinny, but I couldn't be me. What if I didn't do this? I want to say to Vinny V's lovely baby mamas, man, treat my boy good on his birthday, and make sure whether it be before he leave or when he get back, take a number, get in line, bless my boy for his birthday. This has been the All Eagle Podcast. As always, man, don't forget to like, subscribe, and if you feel bold enough, leave a comment. It's your boy, All Eagle.
Yeah, this paper that we chasing fucked me up too many places. If you playing niggas, take it, send them off on a vacation. Look, we tired of all the cat niggas acting like they made you. Gon' stop, you got my back, tell me now it's looking dangerous.